haunted by the echo of your last goodbye. The house is haunted by memories that refuse to die. I can't get away from a vision that brings intimate glimpses of intimate things. A voice in my heart like a tart singer sings. I wonder who's kissing her now. The house is haunted by the echo of your favorite song. The place is cluttered up with roses that have lived too long, much too long. The ceiling
Almost there. Oh, hey everyone. Happy Halloween and welcome to the Army of the Free Films Halloween Spectacular. As you all know, Army of the Free Films is currently working on Hurrah for the Union, which is a Civil War era storyline. So I figured for our Halloween special this year, I'd tell some spooky stories from the antebellum era. So let me just get the radio fixed up here, and our friends at WLKJ Radio will take it from there. Enjoy our stories and the music, my friends. Happy Halloween. Welcome, foolish mortals, to WLKJ Radio. I'm your host, Mr. CJ Spook, coming to you live from WLKJ Radio headquarters. And now on our programming, Spirits of the Deep South.
You sound fine, Sawyer.
Lord, I despise picking duty. So boring always out here in the wilderness. Yeah, not a soul around either. Hey, does anybody know any stories? This coffee might take a while since the rain made the kindling all soggy.
I know one. Here's a tale that'll scare you proper. It happened not far from where I grew up in Tennessee. In the heart of the Smoky Mountains, a skilled hunter roamed the rugged terrain in search of game. On a misty morning, the hunter ventured deeper into the wilderness than he had ever gone before. As the day wore on, the hunter realized he'd strayed too far from his familiar hunting grounds. Unease settled in, and the forest took on an eerie stillness. It was as if the very essence of the wilderness held its breath, warning the hunter of impending danger. Suddenly, the hunter's heart raced as he stared into a ghostly figure's glowing eyes. The specter's voice echoed like distant thunder.
Turn back, hunter. The spirits of these mountains are not to be trifled with. Leave this place or suffer the consequences.
No, sir. I haven't gone this far just to turn back now. Undeterred, the hunter continued his pursuit of the elusive buck. With each step, a deeper sense of unease settled upon him. The woods seemed to shift and warp, casting shadows that danced about him. And as twilight descended, the forest transformed into a labyrinth of twisted branches and impenetrable darkness. The hunter's heart sank, realizing he was hopelessly lost.
Hello? Anyone out there? Huh?
I warned you, hunter. Now you shall face the consequences of your defiance.
To this day, folks speak of the hunter who vanished without a trace. Most who pass through think the story to be hogwash, claiming that Indians or wild animals killed that unfortunate hunter. But we locals know better, for the wind whispers through the Appalachian peaks, warning those who dwell in their shadow that some realms are best left undisturbed by mortal man.
You think that's a scary story? Let this Virginian show you how it's done. dark, windy night, a young couple from Fredericksburg went out for a stroll through nature. Guided only by the dim light of the moon and their shared love, the path they followed grew increasingly unfamiliar. The night grew increasingly darker, and the clouds grew increasingly stormier. However, in what appeared to be a strange stroke of luck, a bolt of lightning illuminated the outline of an old, decrepit cabin sitting deep within the underbrush. The young couple ran towards the old house, seeking protection from the ever-worsening storm. As they moved through the house, they saw strange, grotesque pictures along the walls. However, they decided that it would be best to spend the night than it would be trying to get home through the ever-worsening storm. So they settled in for the night. The night passed uneventfully, and next morning the sun rose in the sky and birds chirped through the air as if the horrible storm that had just ravaged the wilderness last night had never even occurred. As the young couple prepared to leave, they suddenly made a horrific discovery. As they walked towards the door, they found no portraits along the wall, only windows.
Those were both pretty spooky, but nothing compares to the tale I'll tell right now. We fellas out of Arkansas have plenty to fear, but we good Christians all fear the devil above all. One day in 1784, two country boys witnessed the devil himself come down to Arkansas. One day, James Arkins and John Cheselden set out through Varnum's Wood to visit a friend. As they walked, they also discussed a tale they had heard from an older neighbor.
Old man Pettigrew said the creature had no head or arms. He says it attacked him, claiming to be the devil himself. I think it's a bunch of hogwash. He's old and probably took a tumble and dazed himself. I'll bet I could take it on. I don't fear the devil at all. Don't talk like that. The devil deserves fear. He'll drag you down to damnation. Poppycock, I dare the devil to face me. He can't defeat good Christian souls with God on our side.
Where the pair walked on, and as they reached a river, a well-dressed man appeared. Something about him was wrong. His smile seemed fake. The air about him seemed foul, and his eyes glowed a fiery red.
Hello, gentlemen. I wish to accompany you on your travels. Perhaps we can take a detour. I can show you wondrous things. Things beyond your imagination. No thank you, sir. We're in haste, and our business prevents us from accepting your request. Yeah, so beat it.
The man's smile turned to a grimace, and the gentleman transformed into a horrific figure of a shadow and fire.
Insignificant mortals, you dare defy me? Thou shalt never see daylight again.
And the pair fled with the devil hard on their heels, cackling with a voice only hell could create. They ran for almost an hour, not stopping until they reached home. It's said that the devil still roams the Arkansas wilderness, seeking to destroy the souls of anyone who crosses his path.
Well, I don't know about you, Sawyer, but I think that one takes the cake. I agree. Hey, is that coffee done yet? Yes, it finally is. Come on up here, boys, and drink your fill. We got a long night ahead of us.
That was Spirits of the Deep South. We hope you enjoyed this evening's programming, and from your friends here at WLKJ Radio, happy Halloween and good night.
Thanks so much for watching, everyone. We hope you enjoyed this year's Halloween Spectacular. Good night.
Last night I saw up on the stair a little man who wasn't there. He wasn't there again today. Oh, how I wish he'd go away. When I came home last night at 3, the man was waiting